Hi, everybody, and happy Mother's Day. It is May the 10th, and today was, just had God all over it. Tons of blessings. Um, when I think of mothers, I have nothing but positive images, really. My mom was a very strong woman. She had to be, she got divorced when I was 3, and my dad kind of wasn't there much, and so, she took up the slack. On Father's Day, we always gave my mom a card too. But she was awesome. And the other kind of mother, if you will, in my life was my grandma, my granny. I was probably at her house almost as much as my own, and I loved it. It was one of my most favorite places to be. Um, and the reason she could do that was she got rheumatoid arthritis really, really bad. It like deformed her hands and feet, so she had to take disability. But she's like, this was such a blessing because if it weren't for that, she'd still be working and wouldn't be able to take care of her grandkids. Like there was once a teacher strike where they were on strike for, gosh, a month or more. And, what's a single working mom supposed to do? So we stayed at Granny's house and, oh, loved her. And so I just have nothing but happy thoughts. And even in Sunday school today on Zoom, my Zoom school, um, we were talking about, what's funny about moms, what, happy memory and so forth. And there's so many things that come flooding in. And we talked about how, one of the commandments is honor thy mother and their father. And it got me to thinking, it's like, that's pretty easy for me to do with my mother. Um, my father, it was always a little bit more of a struggle. But, what does that look like? Because it doesn't say honor your mother and father if they were good parents. It just says honor them. And for some people, that could be extremely difficult if their parent was absentee or caused financial ruin or abusive, or, I mean, the stories could get worse and worse. And so, how do you do that? Honoring what God tells you to do and honoring your parents. Um, and we talked a lot about that. I struggled with that till the day my dad died. And for me, it was more just honoring the fact that he did the best that he could. You know, was he a great dad? No. Could have been worse, yes. But he worked with whatever he had. And so it was what it was. And I had many other strong males in my life to make up for it. But that's a real thing to try to cope with because it's a commandment from God. It's not a suggestion. And so that's one thing you should really settle with God is honoring your mother and your father. Um, totally just lost my train of thought with that one then. Um, but the other, happy Mother's Day. There are people out there who want to be mothers and can't, who maybe just lost their mother or lost a child. And so this is a really hard time. And I pray for them tonight and especially this time because, like I said, for me, as joyous as it is, it could be equally as painful for somebody else. And so just kind of keeping that in mind. And it's so sweet too, even when, I can remember teaching Sunday school back and, making cards. Let's make cards for mommies, and, some little girls be like, can I make one for my sister or for my aunt or for my grandma? I'm like, absolutely. Anybody that you love, you can make it for your daddy and that's okay. And just to remember those things, um, that's something that people could be struggling with. So, but I do hope that you find joy in this day, um, because God's asked you to honor it, and being a mother has been one of the most awesome experiences of my life. I wouldn't change it for anything through all the pain and the spit and the poop and the whatever else sassiness. I wouldn't trade them, doggone them. So yeah, God was just blessing me left and right today. He was in everything, and I am so thankful for it.